my thought kind of went to Negan as far as my brain compared this to like him getting out of rehab, and he's been out of rehab for a while, and now he's like, thrown into a situation of being surrounded by drug addicts, and he's trying to stay off of drugs.
Like somebody who's sober.
Yes, like she wants him so much to go back to being that person that we met that killed Glenn and Abraham. And he's been trying not to be that person, and I think making good strides at not being that person. And now I feel like, how is Maggie going to feel if she does go back for Negan and then he is that person, but she put him there?
I get what you're trying to say. Yeah. So maybe I shouldn't be rooting for Negan the protector or the savior. Because if Maggie is going to go back for him, what does that look like, right?
The Dama is Martha. She wants Negan to go back to his old clear self.
You're strong, Negan.
you can be what you used to be.
Wow. You don't need anybody. Unfortunately, she's not that unhinged. I don't know.
I wanted to talk about this part that completely disgusted me. The
What's up?
Croats said, for a minute, I thought I could have Negan and the child. I was thoroughly disgusted.
Yep, I told you he's pervy.
Just thoroughly disgusted.
I was also disgusted by the fact that he called them mommy and daddy.
Yeah. Oh, what's wrong with him?
Gross.
This is like, be careful, you may not get the hate bang you wanted. I wonder what piece of Negan she's going to keep in a little box with a key. She should hook up with June. They could have a lot to talk about.
True. They could exchange digits. I'm gonna go. Bye, guys.
Thank you,
Bye.
Bridget.
Bye, Bridget.
Bye. Love you.
Love you.
There we go. Okay.
While you were gone, I just brought up a line really quick that I wanted to say disgusted me before we were off the episode. The Croat said, "At first I saw you on the catwalk alone. For a moment I got excited because I thought, oh, I could have Negan and the child."
Yeah.
Disgusting.
But wait, it's rife with meaning, isn't it? Because don't they have the child? Just kidding. I don't have... he's enough. Just kidding.
Right.
But maybe that's been part of the Dama's endgame too. That maybe the child that she wants Herschel. She wants Herschel as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I was thinking as well.
I did make a little note just about how amazing the rundown New York City looked. I love those shots when they just give us those city shots of everything looking so crappy. Also, I put WTF is on the Croat's head. Laughing, crying, laughing, crying.
The thing that we saw in the last episode?
Yeah.
Oh, goodness. I think the only thing I wanted to mention was Mozart's Die Zauberflöte, which is the magic flute. Did you catch that, Sharondy? As Negan and the Croat are entering the Dama's chambers.
You can play my magic flute.
That's all I could think of. Yes, the story of the magic flute is Tamino is a prince lost in a foreign land pursued by a monster. 3 ladies, servants of the Night Queen, rescue him, kill the monster, and leave him with a photo of Pamina, the daughter of the Queen of the Night, whom he falls in love with. She's been captured by Sarastro, priest of the sun, and he wants to rescue her. Gifted with a magic flute, bells, and a reluctant bird catcher, Papagino, he quests, though nothing is as it appears, because it's the Queen of the Night who is evil, not Sarastro, and Sarastro is sheltering Pamino from her mother's clutches. He is given trials to prove his love for Pamina by Sarastro. He completes the trials, but the Queen of the Night arrives to destroy the temple, the Sun Temple. She is the Queen of the Night. Sarastro arrives in time to cast them out, and a new dawn shines on United Heroes, our United Heroes. So isn't that the story of Dead City in a sense too? You've got this night, we've got this, I don't know what it all means in terms of specifically with some of our characters, but the Night Queen is Maggie.
What I heard was that Negan's going to be giving Maggie his magic flute.
Where's the eject button? Where's the eject button? I can't find it anywhere.
You should have quit while you were ahead. That's what she said.
Oh, no.
This was a knight who had an original mission that was deceived by the Night Queen, the Queen of the Night, who was Maggie. And he thought it was supposed to be about one thing, but it turned out to be not about another thing. At least the one constant was Pamina. And if that's Ginny, that's fine, but I don't think it's about that, but I think it's about loving someone.
To be Herschel.
Or right, okay, or Herschel, right. trials.
So the Croat and the Dama are gonna protect Herschel from the evil clutches of the Night Queen.
Mm-hmm.
So that may be a question that we should ask, and that's: do you think Maggie might be having a turning point? Meaning, does she turn out to be somebody that might, as opposed to hating her by the end of the series, do you think she might turn it around? Or to the magic flute, does she end up going full bore, just finishing the job, burying Amos's harmonica?
Wouldn't that be the poetic twist? That, remember, it takes a monster to make a monster. So what if Negan is making her the monster? Makes her the monster.
To the Dama's point too, someone's talents born out of psychosis. That would be the big. You know what? I kept thinking throughout the series about Madison and how they originally wanted her to be the bad guy. And so, wouldn't it be something if they stole, borrowed, was inspired by that idea or plot point, and at the end of it all, she becomes. I don't like it at all. Some of us have said on the series, on this episode, really, even that. I don't think she's a bad person. I think she can be aggressive. I think she knows what she wants and she will try to get it. She is smart too. What I've discovered from this episode was that she's allowed her tragedy to define her. She had a point in time where she could rise above it, but I think at some point just got away from her.
The Croat thinks he understands what happened between him and Negan, but he still does not understand what happened between him and Negan. He's thinking that it all came to a head because he disobeyed Negan's orders. In my opinion, it all came to a head because he's the type of person that would torture and kill a 16-year-old girl. Not the disobeying of the orders, but just the type of person he is at his core. Negan didn't really want that around him.
And he doesn't want that type of person to exist. It's like Rapey Davey, right?
Exactly.
We see an example.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Yeah. Because at first I was kind of like, oh, yeah, of course, yeah. You're right. It's because I disobeyed you. And he did.
Right.
But he does say, and I think, just because of the drama between the Dama and the Croat, there's a part of me that thinks that if Negan is smart, he could recruit the Croat in such a way to topple the Dama. But I think also, though, because a part of me is sympathetic to the Croat in this weird kind of way, but I think the Dama is wise beyond what she seems. She has to treat him this way. There's this huge difference between Negan and the Dama, in that Negan doesn't want somebody like that on this earth. Whereas the Dama says, well, even they're a little useful. As long as you know how to channel that. It's the difference between like, okay, I can't go that far in like pure evil. And so she has to treat the Croat this way, because if she doesn't, he will continue down this path of being more horrible, which is something that we've said. If unchecked, he'll keep doing more and more heinous things and evolve. And instead of killing the kids, he'll brainwash them and use them as ninjas behind the scenes. Maybe Herschel, I don't know. He's drawing all those photos. He's enthralled with the Dama.
Mm-hmm.
So she has to treat him this way. And not as a partner either, because when left unchecked, he'll feel like he can have power.
I feel like with Herschel, they have a mole now, because I feel like the Dama knows that she had an effect on Herschel. And we had lots of talks.
Mm-hmm.
We talked for quite a bit. So I'm thinking that now they have the perfect mole inside the bricks, and that's Herschel.
And
She
the
said
perfect
only-
pawn for Negan, too, simultaneously, right? She can't tell him that Herschel's the mole, right? But she can tell him that I'll just take more and more pieces off him.
She said he only talked once she got him nice and comfortable.
Mm-hmm. Right. Oh, right. Exactly. I said the right words. I made him feel safe enough.
Safe, yeah.
When he felt safe to
So-
say.
The last thing I wrote was that I'm just noticing, like, Simon, even Sherry and Dwight to a certain point, now the Croat, Negan puts all this energy and turns these people into what they think are better versions of themselves. He pulled Croat out of an emotional hole that he probably thought he would never come out of. And he took him into this situation where he felt like he was absolutely nothing. And Negan handed him his most prized possession and allowed him to use it to his advantage to show him that he still had power in him. You know, he's just doing all this stuff for these people. And I'm like, if he would have just put any of that energy in a different direction or in a different individual, like if he
found the right people first, basically.
Yeah.
Like, was it Judith says to Gamma, right, Mary?
Yeah.
But isn't that interesting? Think about Negan and how he's a gym teacher or an educator to begin with. You still have to do the things. You still have to get schooling, whatnot, and to learn how to deal with kids and to whatever you have to do as an educator to turn even the roughest kid around, let's say, right? Whatever problems they have at home that they end up bringing into school. He tries to see the best in people, let's say, and maybe he's giving them more credit than they deserve, like you said, in a sense, right? He's giving these awful, or people born out of trauma, the tools that they can, like an educator does, the tools that they need to survive in this world and maybe even be a productive member in society, something that teachers often say in the classroom. We're trying to get you to be a productive member of society, but he can't help himself. When the crowd was talking about that, it was kind of touching in a way, because he is framing it in the way he saw it too, which is kind of gross anyway, but there was something about what Negan was trying to do with all these people. He's trying to give them a purpose, or that you can have control over your destiny in a sense. I can teach you to be kind of like the Dama does for Herschel. I can teach you to feel like you can be safe. And so I like what you just said. I like what you said completely, 100%.
Does she want Negan to lead, or does she want Negan to be the face behind her twisted decisions?
Oh, that's a good question.
I think it's pretty clear she wants Negan to be subservient to her, but she knows all these stories about how he knows how to handle people and how to put people in their place. So I think what she wants is for him to put his tactics into effect to follow through with her orders. What she wants done, but she wants his tactics to do it.
Right. And if you follow the Hilltop formula, something we touch on every now and again, we mentioned in this episode, which is the smart thing to do would be to hire your second in command, and they get to do all the things and you get the credit, like Jesus did for Maggie, like Tara did for Jesus after her. Yeah, wouldn't it be something if you could just sit back and watch all your chess pieces just play for you, and you could just sit by and take all the credit? Makes sense.
What she wants to do is block out the scene and have them act it out. Let's go with the theater analogies.
Well done. Very good analogy. She is a producer, she's the director, and she's the producer. She's behind the scenes.
Strike! Strike!
So Negan just has to form a union. They call them the Saviors.
It's the NAG-AFTRA. The NAG-AFTRA.
It's the NAG-AFTRA.
Strike!
And he's the director. Yeah, and he directs all the players, essentially. That's an awesome analogy. The only thing I wanted to actually read was Emma Lazarus's poem. It's a very short poem. Some of it is written on the Statue of Liberty itself. It's called The New Colossus. Not like the brazen giant of Greek fame, with conquering limbs astride from land to land. Here, at our sea-washed sunset gates shall stand a mighty woman with a torch, whose flame is the imprisoned lightning, and her name, Mother of Exiles. From her beacon hand glows worldwide welcome. Her mild eyes command the air-bridged harbor that twin cities frame. Quote, "Keep ancient lands, your storied pomp," cries she with silent lips. "Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free, the wretched refuse of your teeming shore. Send these, the homeless, tempest-tossed to me. I lift my lamp beside the golden door." This is me kind of like saying, this is how Maggie could have been. This is what she could have been, but she let tragedy define her. It just hit me once she was seeing Lady of Liberty. Still standing, but a little worse for wear, which is a good sign. She's still standing. She still can turn it all around. I think that's a good way of looking at Maggie going forward. Now, she can make even worse decisions, but I think we're tired of that. We're all tired of that. As much as maybe a person might not like Maggie.
She already does the "give me your tired, your poor, and your huddled masses yearning to breathe free." She already does that part.
With Ginny and with the bricks.
I mean, well, yeah, whoever is there, I'm sure they take people in all the time.
I never doubted that she would take care of Jenny. I never doubted that if Tommaso and Amaya survived, even with his lies, she still would have allowed him to come to the bricks, I believe.
She didn't kill him. She saved Ginny.
Right.
Over and over again.
Yeah.
I don't think at all that she's a bad person. I just don't think she's a nice person. And to me, there's a huge difference.
Yeah, but how easy is it to be super nice in the apocalypse?
Right.
Most of our people aren't nice.
Right.
If you really get down to it.
And most nice people, like maybe even like you can see the crowd as a nice person, maybe. I don't know. But he's not a good guy.
Right.
Don Dory, the
Dama?
only truly nice person in the universe, and look how well it worked out for him.
Not a good use case. Sorry.
Like Madison's not a nice person.
Mm-mm.
Strand's not a nice
let's,
person.
The truth is, you truly cannot be a wholly nice person in the apocalypse. It's just not possible.
Unless it's
because
a
you have to fight all the time for what you're getting. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
That was Shane's whole point at the beginning, right? Rick, this isn't the same world. You can't be the same person you were before. It's not going to work.
Yeah.
I do believe there was one more genuinely nice person. Two more genuinely nice people in Apocalypse. Reg and Noah.
I'm gonna go ahead and say I'm gonna
survive.
yeah.
Right.
I was gonna say Glenn, but actually Glenn killed motherfuckers too.
Mm-hmm.
So
I mean, I wouldn't argue that he's a nice he was a nice person, but that's not everything. And he didn't survive. I mean, but who does? These
nice
aren't very
guys,
good examples.
Nice guys finish
last.
Yep.
And true to form, if you like what you heard and we finished last and we're nice, head over to ratethispodcast.com/squawkingdead. Give us 5 stars in an eggplant. Tell us what you like. Tell us what you didn't like. But remember to tell us after every episode. And if you really like what you've heard and you're really enjoying what we're doing, consider doing this for free. And that is following us on either Ko-fi or Patreon. That's ko-fi.com/squawkingdead or patreon.com/squawkingdead. You don't have to tip us at Ko-fi, or you don't have to join a membership tier. Following us means that you know when our recording schedules drop. Because we don't post our recording schedules on social media, the other thing is that you can get to our recording sessions for free and follow us there. But if you do like what we're doing and you feel the spirit of Christmas, Santa Claus, befriending Santa Claus, and you feel generous, consider tipping us on Ko-fi, and you'll get 30 days of supporter back content, the unedited episode recordings, and a whole host of other little perks. And if you really enjoy what we're doing and you want to be a part of this family, because it is, and we can't stop telling each other that we are a family, consider joining a membership tier for as little as $1 a month. That will instantly give you Discord access so you can talk to us behind the scenes, prepping for episodes, developing new things, having new ideas, spoilers channels. It gives you a more intimate and real-time notification about when we are going to be recording, generally speaking, and a whole host of other things. And among those perks are the Survivors and Whispers tiers, who get at least this, and that is shout-outs at the end of every episode, starting with our Survivors tier members, one of whom is here with us right now. Is Takira, and you can get to her at ko-fi.com/Connie Dixon for life. That's Connie Dixon, the number 4, LYFE, at Eliza Jones 71 on Instagram, or at JonesAG6 on Twitter. You can also follow her at Relishing the Dead. Mostly, I would recommend this if you have it. Head to the Relishing the Dead Facebook group over the page, because there's a lot more interactions there. She goes live there as well. She can't go live yet with she and the rest of the ladies of Relishing the Dead on YouTube just yet, but you should consider following and subscribing to and enabling all notifications on our YouTube channel anyway, so that she can. And next up is Fanart Lindy. You can reach at ko-fi.com/Fanart Lindy, and of course at Real Ryan GM on Twitter. Next up are the Whispers tier members, who are at Judith.Morton on Instagram, Aiden Atkin. You can reach at ko-fi.com/Aiden Atkin, at Tyler Phillip Cox on both Instagram and Twitter, and of course, Sandy.D.Morrison on Facebook. Thank you so much for making it. Now, I don't know how this is going to get delivered to you. This makes my job that much more hard. But thank you for joining us on the chat tonight. Thank you for, if you get this part of the episode, for listening to the rest of it. Of course, the audio podcast is going to get at all of this. But thank you for being here. And thank you for listening to our coverage of The Walking Dead Dead City's first season. Can't wait to break down the second season. Can you? Takira and Sharon D?
So excited.
It's pretty exciting. I can't wait. I can't believe I have to wait.
Hate bang.
Hashtag Neggy hate bang fan fiction. Remember to follow that guy. I forget what his name. Frank.
I know that really got my attention. Like what?
What? Hello? Freyan814. Hopefully he follows. But anyway, take care, everybody. Have a good one, and we hope to see you very soon for the Daryl Dixon TWD Daryl Dixon spin-off series. In the meantime, join us, and if you're a Whispers and Survivors tier members, you will get dibs playing with us Jackbox games. But in the meantime, Sharon D and I are going on vacation. We'll be back. I think we'll be back. Basically, you'll be back about the 12th, 13th.
I will be back the 12th. I'm going to Florida for a week to visit my family. But I'm also taking a detour to Savannah, and I'm going to go to some fear filming locations.
And hopefully we'll have some cool stuff for you to
Yeah.
check out. Yeah.
Yep.
And I will be going to Latvia, Lithuania, Estonia, and Helsinki, Finland for 10 days. So that's going to be something that we did together. And I'll be gone from Tuesday to, I think it's before my mother's birthday, so April 6th. So April 8th is her
April
birthday.
6th. That's like a year, Dave.
Sorry, August 6th. I'll be there for a year. I'll be on location from another box in another country in a probably better time zone for everybody. So anyways, thank you so much for being here, and we'll see you very soon, undoubtedly. Take care. Have a good night.
Bye.
We love you.